You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans. So now that we know little Rachel Black is the shooter, as I told you guys back in February, the big question is what happens to her now? Marlena Evans already suspected her granddaughter was the one that shot EJ. Now it's confirmed. So can Doc fix the kid? It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and today we're going to talk about Rachel, that messed up little kid, and whether Marlena can sort her out or if she is irredeemable. But first, hit that subscribe button. Now let's dive into it. So Rachel ignoring Marlena and dropping that glass paperweight triggered EJ into finally remembering the night of the shooting with full clarity. But as it stands, it seems like Rachel does not remember pulling the trigger. Either she doesn't remember shooting EJ, or Rachel is the most diabolical little demon I've ever seen and is lying. So her mom, Kristen DiMera, is frantic to protect Rachel from knowing the truth about the shooting, but clearly the kid needs some serious therapy. Thankfully, there's a professional in the family. But can Marlena get through to Rachel before it's too late and the kid's unsalvageable? Can Marlena break her out of this cycle of bad behavior, or does Rachel need to spend her formative years at Bayview where she can't hurt anybody else? I think we can all agree Rachel is way too much like her mother, Kristen, and that's the last thing anybody wants. Certainly not Brady or Marlena, and even Kristen herself don't want to see her little girl channeling her bad behavior. Meanwhile, Brady really wants to help his kiddo by getting her therapy and professional attention for her anxiety issues, including all the stress and the tummy aches. But I wonder if Kristen tells Brady that Rachel shot EJ, or if the adults that know are going to keep it hidden and just amongst themselves. That's a topic for another discussion. Right now, only Marlena, EJ, and Kristen know the truth about the shooting. But it's clear Rachel needs serious therapy. I mean, she picked up a gun, she aimed it at her uncle EJ, and it was clear it was about her missing grandma, Rachel Blake. She said it. So it's easy to see that little Rachel would be upset about her grandma going missing, but most kids are not going to pull a gun on a family member when they're upset and put a bullet in them. Only in the DiMera mansion, right? So what happens to troubled little Rachel now? There's a lot to unpack there to explain what's behind these deep-seated psychological and behavioral issues. First of all, never forget, Rachel is not a product of a loving and healthy relationship. If you remember, Kristen was wearing a Nicole Walker mask and seduced Brady. That was how she got knocked up. And right before Kristen found out she was pregnant with Brady's baby, she was actually planning to have Dr. Rolf steal Sarah Horton's fetus. I think she was thinking of terminating the pregnancy or something, and Kristen was going to hijack it, which is ironic because Rachel then wound up stolen from Kristen. So after that tragic accident killed Sarah's baby, little Mackenzie, if you remember, Victor and Xander pulled off the old baby switcheroo. So Kristen thought her baby, Rachel Isabella, died at birth, and Sarah and Xander were raising little Rachel for, I think it was a year, thinking that she was Mackenzie. Obviously, Xander knew the truth. And then Kristen found out, and Sarah ran off to France with the little girl, and then Kristen chased her down, and she snatched back her daughter. And sorry, but not sorry, really. I think Rachel would have been so much better off had she been left with Sarah. So not only was Rachel snatched from the only mother she knew, but then Brady and Kristen bounced her back and forth, and they fought over her, and she was kept from one parent, then the other. Kristen was in jail for part of the time, and Brady was in a series of relationships with various women that little Rachel resented. And if Kristen's awful, which she is, let's be real, at times, Brady is also extremely problematic. He's a recovering addict with mommy issues who falls off the wagon and drinks and does bad things. Also, Brady has been so unlucky at love, which is part of his problem. And more recently, Rachel has had a hand in those failed relationships. She wants Brady back with Kristen, so she chased off Chloe Lane, and she terrorized Ava Vitale with those awful texts. When that didn't work, Rachel and her grandma kidnapped Ava, And she finally left town because she was horrified about the whole situation. And there's also the fact Rachel pulled stunts with her snake and routinely terrorizes the poor DiMera family butler. And at her recent birthday party, it was only EJ, Brady, and Kristen with her because the kids at her school hate her because she's a little terrorist. And they all RSVP'd, no thank you. So even the no-kid birthday tea party turned out weird because of Rachel's anxiety over EJ's shooting. And needless to say, Marlena's going to have her hands full in therapy because Rachel is a product of her DNA, that early kidnapping stuff, her upbringing, and her present kind of wonky home environment. Brady demanded therapy for Rachel a while back, and Kristen was fighting him tooth and nail on it for a while. And I'm betting once Kristen goes to prison because she falsely confesses and says she shot EJ so that her daughter doesn't pay for it, I think Kristen is going to regret arguing with Brady because maybe preventative therapy could have stopped this from happening. So right now, Rachel does not seem to remember shooting him. And EJ says it was accidental, but you aim a loaded gun at somebody and they wind up shot. Not really accidental, but at her age, Rachel probably didn't understand the consequences. So Marlena thinks Rachel has dissociative amnesia because of the trauma, and Marlena's the expert. She'd know. So how's she going to help Rachel? And I just wonder if Kristen confessing to the shooting is going to trigger Rachel's memories to return, because she's clear on some of the night that EJ was shot. She remembered Kristen in the shower, coming down, EJ's arguing with Johnny. And if Kristen confesses when Rachel knows her mom was upstairs when the shooting happened, those memories might come flooding back. As Marlena put it, this is a delicate situation. Yes, it is, very much. And what might be really scary is during therapy, what if it comes out that Rachel actually remembers all of it? Shooting EJ, every single thing, and she's been faking innocent this whole time. That would be truly scary, and I think that would be a red flag that Rachel is a true DiMera and is utterly irredeemable. But if she really does not remember shooting EJ and the gun went off when she only meant to threaten him, maybe Marlena can get through to Rachel in therapy and salvage her. But no matter what, that poor kid, she's had so much trauma in her life starting way before EJ's shooting. I think this is going to take some hard work. This may be Marlena's toughest case yet. I'm also wondering if Rachel doesn't remember and Marlena thinks that's the best thing. You know, she could use her psychiatric expertise under hypnosis to encourage Rachel to lock up those memories forever and suppress them. So I'm also interested to see if Marlena tries and maybe low-key brainwashes Rachel into never knowing she shot EJ. So can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.